One thing I wanted to say in a video is that I will not humiliate you. What do I mean by that? I mean that if you come to one of my classes and want to take lessons, I will not humiliate you when you first walk through the door. I'm mainly talking to young men and even not so young men. Because I remember the times when I went to a class, especially because I'm big, I'm going seeking lessons. And here comes the instructor. This doesn't happen all the time. It's only happened a few times where here's the instructor looking to show the rest of the people in the class what he can do with the big guy. Now, I don't think I came in there projecting some kind of attitude or anything like that. I just wanted to learn, and in the process, I got thumped and thrown around a few times. Obviously, that wasn't enough to dissuade me from being in the martial arts. If anything, it would dissuade me from being in that particular class. So you don't have to worry about that. I am not going to humiliate you. Now, there are instances where you can actually end up humiliating yourself. Now, what that means is that there are some people who want to come into my classes and spar. And in particular, spar with me. And in particular, try to see how good I am. Or I guess they want to see how good Taekwondo is. Well, they'll come in there on day one. I don't know them from Adam. And they want to try MMA. Now, I think some of that may be my fault unintentionally because I advertise on the website for the class that we do Taekwondo and cross-train in boxing and judo. So people see that and they go, well, you guys are MMA. Or they may have peeked ahead on the website to see that for the upper belts, I let them do some of that type of sparring. But it's still not an MMA club. Now, if people come in and are really super duper insistent on sparring me on the first day, there have been a few times when I have indulged that. But that is a rarity, and I'm putting it, I guess you could say I'm putting it on record in a way. But in either case, I'm not going to do that anymore. No way, Jose. That's not happening anymore. If you want to come in my class and spar the first day, that's too bad. I'm not going to let you do it. No. I mean, because really, if you want to do MMA, you should sign up for an MMA club. Now, why would I let people work in the grappling range and learn how to do boxing punches if my thing is Taekwondo? Because I feel like it, quite frankly. Because I want to. It's not because I think there's anything wrong with Taekwondo. On the contrary. It's because if any of my students choose to want to grapple in a real self-defense situation, they would have that option instead of having to just rely on hitting vital points and weak spots. And also, it's a good way to get fighting in close and wrestling is a good way to work anaerobic endurance without having to be bruised and knotted up and bleeding. So I let them work with that some. But believe me, their main forte is Taekwondo. The main purpose of the class is Taekwondo. Until I get certified in my own style, which hopefully I will be able to do soon, the main thing is Taekwondo. And, not only am I going to stop doing it because I just think it's a little ridiculous and disrespectful for you to try to come into a class and try to make the instructor prove something to you by engaging with them, I mean, you really should crawl before you walk. It's for your own safety. You know, I don't know you. You could get hurt. Heck, I could get hurt. One of my students could get hurt. What sense does that make? And oftentimes what I found is that some people that have tried that, and one guy that tried that, he could actually do something. But, you know, a lot of times, it's just not worth it. You would be better off if you took your time and learned from the ground up, you know, and respectful that way. And I also think that if I encourage that, somebody might try that with a teacher who is not as kind as I am. I know a teacher, I'm not going to mention any names, but I know someone. I remember him talking to me about that before, years and years ago. I didn't get what he was talking about, but he dealt with people that would want to come in and fight right off. Not even, didn't really want to learn anything, just wanted to come in there and see if they can go with a black belt. So what he would do is put the boxing gloves on with them, if I'm remembering correctly. When he said wherever he was teaching his class at the time, they had access to a boxing ring. So he would put the boxing gloves on with them and knock him around with his boxing skills. Now, in case some of you don't know, this is mainly for the type of people that like to get on the internet and yell Taekwondo sucks. Taekwondo sucks. There are Taekwondo practitioners who hear those type of things, but instead of cowering away, they see if the argument has any merit and they try to address perceived deficiencies, even though there really aren't any. So I found out it was no original idea that I had. There are Taekwondo people that take boxing lessons that can box. There are Taekwondo people that have wrestling and grappling backgrounds. It's just that they teach you punch kick because that is where you are in your development. So when you come to the school and you think, oh man, all they doing is punching and kicking, all he's showing me how to do is punch or kick or just kick, that's where you are in the development. That doesn't mean he doesn't know how to use knees, elbows, doesn't know any pressure points or anything like that. Or can fight you with just his hands, or even can fight you with just his feet, or even can fight you with just one leg, one foot. So, you know, some of these guys are, I don't even think the people that would do that are the majority, honestly. But be aware, if you want to go around throwing challenges at people, that some of these guys may be time enough for you and you might get hurt. So, like I said, I'm not going to embarrass you. If you come in there and you want to learn, then you can learn. Old, young, tall, short, broad or thin, male or female, black, white, yellow, brown, from whatever part of town. If you want to learn, I am willing to teach you. And I am not going to go out of my way to embarrass you.